Hey everybody, this is Chris at RipTech Labs, and today we're going to look at another radio from my stash of unfinished projects. This is a Firestone. Now you go, Firestone, don't they make tires? It's like, yeah, they do. Still do, right? Firestone made radios. Goodyear made some radios. They're not nearly as common as the Firestones, and you also see the Mantola brand, which, if I understand correctly, was made by B.F. Goodrich. I think there's a couple other ones, but I don't remember. So like Western Auto Parts was another one that you'll see a lot of radios made by Western Auto or for Western Auto. They may not necessarily have been made by the company, but you know how that goes. Rebranding was a thing back then too. So, but this radio is a, let's see. Oh, there's the stuff falling out of it already. Great. This is a S-7403-6. Just, you know, model designation, right? It's a basic A5 radio. Where did that come from? That's something from my stash. Is a little camera holder thing. I don't know why that's even in there. That's weird. But yeah, I have not opened this radio up to look at it. I haven't done anything. I think I got it in an auction lot or something for cheap. But I want to show you one thing. Yeah, it's not in the greatest of shape. The top is pretty rough. It's missing some slivers of veneer. It's been chewed up around the edges. Now this outside, the front and sides, I don't know if this is actual veneer or if this is photo finish. It actually looks like it could be veneer. Well, I say that. It's, well, I don't know. No, that's veneer, but it's getting all... what's the word? Crazed? Alligator? I don't know what you want to call it. Can't see it very well. But you've got other problems with the fit and finish, like this, I guess, little black veneer band is popping out in these curves. Understandable, right? But this radio is a prime example of why you just don't grab one of these and plug it in. Let's flip this over. Because something else just fell out of there. That's great. This line cord is absolutely, this line cord is absolutely destroyed. If you were to plug this in, you'd probably get a nice healthy zap and potentially catch this on fire. Yeah. Now this may have had, that's a little interesting. Sometimes too, you'll find an asbestos pad or something, you know, stuck to the top. This, I don't know if that's what that is. I'm going to try to disturb that as little as possible. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to harm me as long as it's not flaking off. And I touched it and nothing came off in my hand. You know, the stuff's not poison, but it's not great for you to breathe in basically any amount. So that's the thing. I'll take and blow this case out when I get this out of here. It's missing the tube. Which one is that? That's the rectifier is missing. So, yet another sign that something is probably wrong with this. The rectifier tube has been pulled that way. Number one, you don't want to plug it in, but yeah. This wire goes nowhere from the antenna. That's interesting. We'll have to figure that out. I have a sneaking suspicion that this thing is full of rubber wire. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can see here on this green wire going to the grid cap, it's, yeah, the rubber is rotting away and just flaking away. So we're probably going to have to replace a bunch of wiring. The schematic for this, let me bring it up. Schematic for this is, like, at first glance anyway, stupid simple, right? I mean, good Lord, there's 10 capacitors in here. Here's my material list. It's one of the neat things about these is how the heck did you get anything out of such just some chunks of wire and some glorified light bulbs, right? It's amazing to me that this even happened, you know. I don't know. I think it's cool, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why you are watching this, is because you also think it's cool. Alignment, well, we're not there yet. So we've got voltage test points on this circuit. Oh, that must be these numbers here. next to the tube socket. That is very interesting too, is they're using some letter codes on the tube sockets. I can't say I've seen that before, to be honest. That's interesting. I wonder why. I don't remember that being a thing on any other schematics. Maybe it is, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down below. Got a handful of capacitors. Here's our replacement parts. I've got a new line cord, very important. Long screws. Figure of speech, idiom, I don't know. Let's see, let's get the knobs off the front. I love how this crappy old cellophane, somebody's thoughtfully ran some staples through it, I guess to hold it on. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But these should just pull off. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, we even have the original felts behind them. Nice. That's actually kind of nice. Does that so you don't scratch up. This one doesn't want to come off. Come on. There we go. Alright, that. And we should just be able to, oh wait, maybe not. The antenna. Yeah, that would be our problem. No, that's not attached to anything. So this should just pull out now. Oh, what's going on? Why won't, there it goes. Okay. Well, apparently I threw some caps in there at one point too. Yeah, sure. Okay. Apparently I was thinking ahead at some point and threw a pair of caps in there. One of them fell out earlier. But yeah, somebody thoughtfully stapled that in there. Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna get blown out. That is dusty and full of oh, I think I'm gonna have to vacuum this up first. Oh, you can check this out. We got a bonus wasp nest on there. Yeah, this is pretty gross. But let's flip it over, see what we got. Yeah, you got rubber wiring disintegrating here. I don't know what this is supposed to go to, being the antenna probably. Okay, let's flip this over and see what the carnage looks like. So actually, let's start here. Okay, speaker's in brilliant shape. That's good. We don't have to do a little liquid tape repair. Try not to punch a hole in that. And here we go. Yeah, there's some rubber wiring, but not a whole lot. Wow, this is like original too. Look at this. Oh yeah, and they're like, oh, those are like leaking. Oh, the wax is like just out of them. Oh wow, yeah. That's nice. This looks like it's all original. I think. I don't recognize anything that really wouldn't be. This doesn't have a capacitor can on top, so that is probably the original cap there. That switch works great. Tone switch, I'm guessing, and then this tuning dial. Does that work? It does. Nice. This plastic here is a little warped, but it's in great shape. It's kind of bubbled up there. The dial scrapes on it. So yeah, the dial, it's simple AM radio. These numbers here is in meters and in kilocycles. So you've got 55k kilohertz, right? Up to 170 kilohertz, 1.7 megahertz. But the double dial shows you the actual matching wavelength in meters. But yeah, that dial works real nice. Let's just cut this cord off and get it out of my way. It's going to get replaced anyway. I don't care. Oh, God, look at that. I do want to save the plug. There's really nothing... I'm standing up like an idiot. I do want to save the plug here, though. There's no reason that you couldn't use this. I say that. It's probably not code. It's not polarized, so you'd have to... Yeah, I like the, I'm going to save this. I'm going to throw the wire away, but I guess I could throw it, I don't know. I'm not a crackhead. I don't care about copper and wire. But yeah, old outlets were not polarized. You could plug this in either way, potentially giving you a hot chassis set if you had it flipped wrong. Yuck. All right, let's take and blast this thing out. All right, we got most of the dust off of it. Most of it. So, as I was saying, I didn't even see this before, and I promptly stopped blasting it with the air. You do have an asbestos pad in there, and it's in pretty good shape. You know, as long as it's not crumbling out, getting in your hands, getting in your lungs. So, yeah, I don't know what I just did to myself, but it should be okay. This is America, don't tell me what to do. All right. Honestly, that's a little sexy little tube right there. Focus. Check out that grid on there, man. That's original to radio too. Firestone Ear Chief, made by Kenrad. See, yeah. But there's no. Oh, there it is. You can barely see it. Ugh, yeah, you can't see it. Wow. But honestly, is that not a sexy tube or what? I'm sorry. That's gorgeous. We'll sit those there out of the way. I love it when that happens. A lot of times you have to balance them on everything, but this has provisions. Okay, first thing that I'm going to do is remove the line cord. All right, power cable remnants removed. How do I want to go about this? Let's take this big, ugly E-cap out. Alright, so what we got here is a dual section capacitor. Is it the original values? 40 and 25. Okay. Both ends coming out the bottom. That would be ideal for this. So since I didn't have a 25 micro-ohm, I'm going with a 30. Should be fine. What I'm gonna do, will this little nifty bracket come off? Oh, no, of course not. I love how it says on here, blue, red, and black. There is coming out of there a black wire, a red wire, and a yellow wire. I just installed that with the wrong screen on, so yeah, I'll edit that out. I had the camera on I had OBS on the wrong screen. I installed this terminal strip. I put the negative side of the E-caps onto a common terminal. Now what we're going to do is just connect to that. I guess I really didn't need that, did I? Did I have just like a single terminal I could have used? No. I need to get some. I can swap that out easy enough later. Oh, that was an oddball sound, wasn't it? I can do that later. Whatever. No big deal. So yes, that's correct. All right, let's get sleeves on to these. I just realized I should have put some shrink tubing on that. I can still do that. Let's unhook these. All right, that should be our electrolytics. Now, let's get these caps out of the way.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And then we've got this one on the antenna, which I'm just going to cut out. Okay, so there's all our capacitors changed. Now I have to deal with these coils because, yeah, I don't like this, but it is what it is, right? I've had nothing but bad luck doing this. Rebuilding coils, I've had nothing but bad luck. Usually something happens, the internal the mounting tabs break, the little support structures inside break, you end up melting something inside of there. I'm really not okay with having to do this, but we're gonna have to do this. Hey everybody, so it's been a couple days. Waited on my shrink tubing to get here. Now instead of pulling these IF cans out and rewiring them, which is probably the correct thing to do, I'm gonna try to use a little shortcut here and just slip some shrink tubing over these rotten rubber wires. Hopefully that works and I don't have to pull the cans, take them apart, and risk breaking the little clips, risk melting the inside of the coil when I'm desoldering. I've done that kind of stuff before, and then you ruin the coils, and I don't have the chops to rebuild the coils. It can be done, I guess, but not by me. So we're going to try this. If it doesn't work, then we'll go about doing that, and hopefully this works right here. Here's my little box of shrink tubing that I just got, various sizes, about 4 inches long. What's that say? 30% of heat gun, so low airflow on the gun. Yeah, that's cool. Let me just turn that down to 30 right now. Use my little handy pointer. We got this blue wire right here's got to get done. There's looks like this green one. There's another blue one, a red one, and another red one here. And I'm pretty sure, and I believe, let me just flip it over and make sure. Yeah, this grid wire here. That one might be a little trickier since it goes down inside of there. But we'll desolder that cap, and there's one here too. However, that one appears to be braided, so I'm not that worried about this one. Yeah, that one comes out of the audio transformer, and it looks like it's got a sleeve on it already. I'm not too worried about that either, so. But let's see what we can do. Yikes, yeah, let's see what I mean. Let's find a suitable thickness here. It's got to be able to slip over that wire all the way down there without scraping off all the insulation that's there, that's on there, and making a giant mess. That might be the tricky part. Ooh, yeah, that might be easier said than done, huh? Oh, I can feel it just crumbling. Ah! Oh, okay. No, oh my god, okay. Yeah, let's take that up one more size maybe. I think that looks bigger. This may not work, haha. But if nothing else, I have some different colors and smaller sizes of heat shrink tube now. It's kind of got a flat profile to it, which isn't helping. Try to smooth that out and round it out a little better. Yeah, this may not work. I might even take that up one bigger size. shrink it on the end. There we go, that slips right over the top of that. And really it just has to get down inside the can. Down below, as long as I don't ruin what's in there, it should be okay, he said. Okay, so that's okay. Oops, I took a tiny piece of that wire off. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Try not to melt my capacitor in the process. Yeah, let's see if we can get a tiny piece of a smaller length on that now to kind of cap it off. About like that. I mean, it might be fine. Again, it might not. I don't know. Some light back on there. Alright, so that one was too small. That one was too small. That one was too big, but now I have pieces missing. Let's try to solder that back on. Because it looks like the portion of the wire that's down inside of the can isn't that bad. I guess it's not as exposed to the elements. I don't know. You wouldn't think that would be a thing, but I don't know. Alright, well, there's one. Some of these have some twists and turns that might have to get rearranged. I don't think that'll be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. I guess we'll find out. Let's do... Oh man, let's see here. We got that red one there and this red one here. Where's that one going? Oh, they both go to the same place. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Do one last check to see if there's any of this rubber garbage I missed. I don't think so. Okay. Cool. Let's flip this over and see about this grid cap wire. Yikes. Let me hit it with the air. Cover your ears, kids. Oh, there is a black wire right there. Yeah, it's rotting away. Okay. Almost missed that one. I'm glad I didn't. Right here, right there on the volume pot. Okay. Okay. Now then, do that again. Oh my god. Let's hit it with the air one more time. This guy right here. That is a really tight fit. And I don't like it. But what I think I'm gonna do is just shrink it, is just put it on it and just butt right up against it as close as I can get it. Should be fine. Let's take this mechanical clamp off here, if I can. Try not to poke my eyes out or stab myself. There we go. All right. Perfect. Where'd it go? There you are. All right. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to take that off of there because what's the point? Will that pull anymore? No. So, okay. All right. Let's find a nice skinny green one. Will that go over the wire? That'd be nice if it did. Sure will. All right. Cool. And if I can kind of push that out of the way and shove it down in the hole just to... perfect. All right. It's a hot air gun. I guess it's supposed to be hot, isn't it? Okay. Now I put this back on. Before I go putting these tubes back in, I should probably test them just to be sure. That way we know for sure. I won't make you endure that, except maybe I might just edit in the meter just to see what it looks like. But let's just set this aside and do that real quick. Okay. All right, that is good. That's the 12K7 GT. Uh-oh. Well, hold on. I just need to warm up. It just barely qualifies, I guess. It'll probably work, but I'm not sure how well. X and Z. All right, that's good. Also, this tube's a little weak, but it'll probably work for the amount of use that we're going to get out of it. Okay, so it's getting... All right. With the cap connected, it's looking much better on that. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we have good tubes. Get Jackson out of the way again. Reference our... Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't put a line cord in here yet. Let's do that first. Yeah, that'd probably be a really good idea to put the line cord in, wouldn't it? God, I can't believe I almost didn't do that. Uh-oh. What is rattling around in here? Oh, that's fun. Solder blob's falling out. That could have been bad. And I gotta check the lamp too. Gotta check the lamp too. Well, let's check this lamp. How does this come out of here? It should just kind of turn, yeah? I don't suppose the socket just pops out. Sweet. All right. Or is it screwing? Nope. Can't see into it. It's kind of filthy. Yep, cool. We have a lamp that works, theoretically. All right. It looks like from the circuit that this would work without the lamp. So, sometimes they don't. Put these tubes in next. Turn this around. Reference our handy diagram on the bottom of the case. Wait a minute. Why is there a 50L6 sitting here? This had the wrong tube in it, didn't it? That's right. 30. Oh God. Okay. 35. 35L6. Well, yeah, I think that one's good. 35Z5, that goes down here. You just kind of rotate it around until the key snaps into place. That's our 12Q. That goes over here. Put the cap on. That's our 12A. That one goes here. Put that cap on. And then all that's left is our 12K. And our cap. Okay, let's turn this around. See if I can tip it up so you can see the dial. All right, sweet. We didn't punch any holes in our speaker. That's always a bonus. Turn my power down. Plug that in. Moment of truth. Give it the old 3, 2, 1 here. We give it some power. We have good line voltage. Here's our output voltage. It's all the way down. Our low current scale needle bumped. Let me make sure that's on and turned up. I don't think it matters. And I know we have a station down here about 14 something, so let's just set it there. All right. Whatever. Let's slowly turn this up and see if I know you can't see this, but Well, it's drawing a little current. It's not spiking. The lamp is starting to glow. That's probably a good sign. That's sitting at about 65 volts. Let's just let it sit there for a couple of minutes, let things kind of start to warm up, and we'll turn it up a little bit more. Hear a tiny little hum. Still not drawing any current though. Considerable. That's interesting. We got power to the lamp. Huh. Well, obviously we have a problem. Nothing is happening. No hum of any kind at all. Wouldn't be much of a project if it worked on the first try, would it? Okay, so I've had some time to think about this, and I retested my tubes. I went over and checked every single component that I replaced, make sure that everything was connected, and then I checked that the coils weren't shorted. I checked that the output transformer wasn't shorted. I did find a couple of solder joints that I connected but didn't actually solder up. That didn't fix the problem either. But what I did find was this little orange wire right here went in there. Somehow I desoldered that wire, but it was still in the hole, but it wasn't making connections. So there was an open wire from the rectifier all the way back to my detector, and that was causing all sorts of mayhem, because as soon as I soldered up that wire, check this out. As soon as I soldered that wire together,
see, an amazing run, and it leaves a vacuum to be
as
short.
soon as I I guess when I soldered there's a capacitor that's connected to that lead. I guess when I swapped that capacitor out, that wire was kind of down on the bottom lug of that terminal in the tube. I guess it created either a cold joint or something. I just happened to be poking around with the, looking for shorts, right? I'm like, okay, this wire should be connected here. There's nothing. I started poking around. You start getting intermittent. I dig down there, and sure enough, the wire's disconnected. Check your work. That's all I gotta say. Is that should be the first thing you do if you mess with a joint, solder joint. If you mess with a solder joint, probably and it doesn't work, probably a good idea to go back to every single joint you messed with and check that stuff first, instead of doing what I did, which was going through all the tubes. I was getting ready to buy new tubes, testing them out. I tested every single other component here for shorts, but no, we're in business. I wish I could get more than one AM radio station in this hole. Maybe I'll wait till late tonight to try it out, but I mean, it's great. And even ooh, but even this tone switch works great. Listen to this.
Twisted tea, hard iced tea. Keep it twisted.
The bright, treble versus low. Yeah, but it works. It works like it's supposed to. So I mean, we have dial lamp. It works. So what we're gonna do next? Let me shut this off. Unplug it. Let's get it put back. Ooh, clean that contact out if I can. It's a little scratchy, but I don't think I can get anything else in here. I've never been able to. I say that sometimes I can, but only station I can get down here in this hole during the day is that 1500, whatever it is. I think the dial's a little off. What's he gonna say? I don't know, but anyway, there we go. Now let's put this away. Let's take a look at this cabinet and see what we can do for that. Stand by. All right, so here's this Firestone Air Chief cabinet. Now, it's obviously not in good shape. It's got a few Chips in the finish here and there. Some of it is chipped veneer. There's some on the top. There's definitely some issues. I actually just gave myself a nice little splinter on the side here, but you know, this is completely wiped out on the top. If you can see, I think I pointed this out earlier, some of this inlay, and that is inlay. It's not paint. Those, sorry, my meter. Those are actually shrinking and coming out of the curves. So what do we do here? I honestly don't know. This, I think, might require an entire episode into itself. This is, you know, this top would probably, actually all of it, I'm pretty sure this is all veneer and not photo finish, judging by the, if you can see the, I guess, I don't know what the technical term is, cracking. I'm just concerned, you know, I don't want to just take sandpaper to this because of these inlays. What am I going to do with that? I don't know. I might have to consult some experts and see what my options are there. Maybe if I heat those up with a, you know, heat gun, maybe I have to carefully remove them and then completely, you know, reform that to the cabinet. The original logo's on there. I don't really want to get rid of that. If I sand that, that's going to disappear. You know, and it's funny, the top banding is fine. Seems to be. Oh, there's, no, never mind. There's one on the top that's coming out right here. You can see right here. So yeah, that, and I gotta find a piece of glass. So I'm not gonna put that crappy plastic back in there. I gotta find a piece of glass for this. So I think what we'll do is we'll make that an entire separate episode. So for now, electrically, it's working great. I know I shotgunned it. I think this is gonna be more work than I originally hoped for to get it back to like brand new. But we have a working radio. We have a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 case. I mean, if that was on the shelf, you'd never notice the top. It's got plenty of scratches in it. They're not deep scratches. This stuff looks like it's just the finish. No, there's like glue in there. I think somebody, yeah, that's been glued back. Oh, definitely. I didn't even see that. That's been glued back on pretty sloppily, which means, and you go to refinish that, that needs to come off. I don't know how that's going to work, but so I guess stay tuned. It's coming up. I'll probably have a whole wave of cabinet videos. I still have to do that RCA. I'll have to do this one. But yeah, awesome. We got another working radio. I feel pretty good about that. That's 2 for 2 on radios now. Awesome. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Consider liking this video and consider subscribing. You're awesome if you're still here, and we'll see you next time.